Good day, people. Hope you're all well. So massive thank you for the people that support the channel, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate you. If you haven't already and you feel like what's been shared on the channel, give a little subscribe. And if you like the content yourself and you want to share it to people, that would be absolutely massive, and absolute respect to you as well. So without further ado, just giving the topic of this video, transforming the male human body to be its optimal best. And without further ado, how do we transform the body, transform the mind, and really going from the inside out with this video? Because this journey on creating and being an optimal machine, if you like, is what I would call it, has so many twists and turns, and you know, we can definitely get lost on the journey. So what I want to do and how I want to help people is by really simplifying everything along the journey and how you can be your best self. So how you can protect your family spiritually, physically, how you can protect yourself, how you can live a peaceful, loving life, even in the best of times when we're getting tested. And then from the inside out, how you can keep this machine clean, pure, what sort of different situations might catapult you into some form of cycle, and being able to just keep breaking through your cycles. And this could be physically, mentally, spiritually. Without further ado, let's get started. So you're wanting to transform the body. First things first, obviously getting yourself into a system, into a training structure that is going to allow you to consistently keep making progress. So having a strategy, and I'm not going to go too deep into this strategy because I could spend, you know, a whole new video on this strategy. So ultimately we're going to just go over the surface level of what you need to do in terms of physically, and what you need to be doing mentally and spiritually. And then for anybody who wants to dive a little bit deeper with questions, then we can go into that at a later date. But transforming the human body. Now let's go into the physical aspects of training. So when we go into training, we're not trying to train in a way that we are totally dismantling the body. We want to train to strengthen the body, and that is something that you need to realize when you get on this path of trying to progress your body, as much trying to strengthen the body, but also realizing that why are the reasons you're training. Are you just going to the gym to feel good? Is it therapy for you? Are you removing blockages, or are you wanting to transform your physique? So firstly, in order to transform your physique, you need to get lean. You need to have minimal body fat, and you need to also be retaining the muscle that you have kept. So how do you get lean? What's the goal to be lean? And the goal is to be insulin sensitive. So sensitive to the foods that you are putting in your body, so you can neutralize the foods well. So decreasing body fat is an ultimate aim, with also retaining as much muscle mass as you possibly can. If you haven't already, there's a lot of information on my Instagram, which is Aidan Wainwright Coach on Instagram, and I'll be dropping lots of more videos in regarding to how we can just physically keep transforming ourselves. But this is the ultimate transformation video, and making sure that you can put everything in place that you can in order to hit these markers. So you've got insulin sensitive, you've decreased your body fat, you're increasing your strength. Now we need to look at how we're managing recovery. Now recovery is super important because we need to manage our stress. Having cortisol on tap, which is a stress hormone, means that if you're not managing your stress, you're going to get to a certain level, and then you're going to be able to not really be able to progress. So you need to be making sure that you're managing your stress and recovery within the week. So we've got insulin sensitivity, decreasing body fat, increasing muscle mass, and managing stress management. Okay, next up, we need to be making sure that we have a connection to spirit. So we have a connection to the non-physical, as what we'll call it. Connection to source, connection to God, in order to keep the spiritual protection of yourself as well as the physical elements of yourself as well, because we are in a sort of a godless society, if you like. There isn't much speaking about it, and if it is, it's heavily religion based, and it often can just lead you to be quite draining. And I just want to not elaborating on it too much, but your connection to God. And fundamentally, with your, just going back to your stress management, you aren't just doing this in a way because it's for the body to recover as well. It's for the mind, the spirit, yourself to just be relaxed, to bring them stress levels down into a balance. So we focused on all the above: getting lean, retaining strength, managing stress management, connection to source. Now what can we do internally to manage the body? And it's becoming more aware of the foods and the nutrients that you are eating. Now, in the fitness industry, obviously people are just looking at it from how they look as a perspective of general health. We've got the other way where people are maybe getting an illness or getting blood work, certain situations, and maybe aren't understanding essentially what is out of function or out of balance within the body, and then we might just put all our eggs in one basket and then really focus on that. For example, let's look at the male testosterone production. How is that produced? So obviously we're trying to get our testosterone levels naturally as high as we can from the inside out. Well, fundamentally, going over what we just went over, you will achieve that as such. What the majority of people can get caught out with is two different situations when it comes to testosterone and hormone production, because in order to be retaining muscle mass, decreasing body fat levels, managing stress, insulin sensitive, already all them fundamentals require a level of testosterone within the body. Now, if you aren't managing your stress, then your cortisol is going to be high. You're not going to be able to retain muscle mass. You're not going to be able to be decreasing body fat levels as functional. You also goes to the fifth one that we were saying, the connection to God becomes weakened because you are in your head. You are psychologically in your head and you are not in the body. So next up, we have to look at how different foods play a part in our stress response. And I say this because how we cook food, how we're absorbing food, all plays a factor into our internal well-being and into our hormone production. Because if the body is too high in iron overload, this can create more red blood cells. Sorry, I'm that excited to do this video. The body can create more red blood cells, which over time can build up, and then this allows the body not to be able to neutralize the testosterone that it is in fact actually producing. It can't neutralize it in a way that can be effective for the body. Then this also leads to TRT. For the people that are on TRT, if you aren't managing your red blood cell count in a way by cleaning the blood somehow, whether that's giving away blood or just monitoring your red blood cell count, if you've decided to go on this path, then that's one way to look at. So how does this relate to our nutrition, you may be wondering? When you come to produce free floating testosterone, what you will look at in a sense of your nutrition is lots of red meat, steak, how you cook that red meat as well. So on a non-stick frying pan, all these potential heavy iron-based substance will be getting into the bloodstream and then producing extra iron than the body's actually needing, which then has a negative effect on the production of testosterone. So you can see how we need to dive deeper into our foods now as well. Also, when it comes to nutrition, you cannot just be going off calories. You have to start looking at how foods energetically affect you. I'm massive on this because intuitively we can have a set amount of calories, that's great, we're following a protocol which is going to allow us to just take head of the function when it comes to overall nutritional intake, so you can monitor your nutritional intake. But the next jump is intuitively eating. So obviously we have to have discipline and willpower to be able to get to this point. And then what you can start doing is analysing how certain foods make you feel energetically. Now, no food is a negative food, none at all, not even, not even the highest amount of sugar. Sometimes the body is in need of certain nutrition, and it's important not to demonize food. However, just paying attention to the quantity of how much we're having and how much that, and the effects on the body. So obviously the body digests it. How does that make your energy feel? Do you feel like you need more of that substance? Do you feel like you need less of that substance? Did that cause you bloating and digestive issues? And then it's about analysing nutrition this way, rather than just looking at what you've got and thinking it's good. Logically, you need to start getting intuitive with your foods. So getting intuitive in nutrition, and you can see how much fundamentally the nutrition can affect different areas within the body. So for a male to be his ultimate physical best, there is reduced body fat levels, there is retained muscle mass, there is stress management, there is his connection to source, to God, and that comes through watching what you put into the body, what allows you to come into the body energetically and not remain in the head at a stress state. And then looking at what you are putting in your body in terms of nutrition, that is going to make sure that you can support your energy levels in a way that is going to allow you to have quality energy levels that allow you to train, function, think straight, allow the mind to have clarity, clear, allow the body to be able to perform to its best of its ability, strength, endurance, and then continue that stride forwards. So as you can see, there's lots of fundamentals that we need to look into when it comes to transforming the physical body. And then comes in the mind work and the programming that is going to allow you to keep stepping into that potential and allow you to just live that potential fully. Because you have to understand that you are programmed from your past programming and conditioning. So your body might be in a state where it's so used to eating a certain way, so used to doing certain things after the gym for recovery and stress management, so used to having a lack of connection to source, that it will try and bring you back into the old patterns. But you have to remember that you are on a journey towards the new. And this is why I call the work that we're doing mind over matter, because it's putting yourself in a new mental space and allowing everything else to catch up, and allowing you to constantly allowing you to fully transform the body from that perspective. And I can dive deeper on the little subjects that I've brought in, for example, how to effectively train towards gaining muscle mass, decreasing body fat, how to manage stress, stress management fully, how to recover the body fully. And these are all little snippets that I will add on to this video, but it's just so important to get it out there of the different scenarios that might be putting you back in the same cycles. And what we're focused on in this video is creating the ultimate body that keeps on breaking through different cycles. So you can see it's quite a complex subject, but it's exciting, and it's a test, and it's a challenge to overcome and to be your full potential, not just physically, not just even mentally, but your spiritual connection, and then also downloading the knowledge of this energy and how it makes you feel. So massive thank you for the people who watch this channel, support this channel. I hope this video finds you well. I hope it allows you to step into the new and allows you to break your cycle, and above all, achieve your very best and yourself with full potential. So peace out, people, big love, and I'll speak to you soon on the next video.